It's almost time for me to leave.
I've been putting together things that I know I'm going to need to take with me, like my geocaches, because I think I'm going to teach my friend Collie how to geocache on this trip.
Hello adventurers, and welcome back to my channel. Oh my goodness. I am so tired. I'm so tired. I've been going nonstop pretty much since I returned to Texas. I gave myself a good break, as you guys know, to get better because I came home and I was sick. But then we went bam, estate sale, bam, my mom's birthday, bam, Mother's Day, bam, all sorts of other adventures, bam, Riley came into town. And since all of that, it's just been a whirlwind of all of those things, plus a lot of other things behind the scenes that don't really apply to the channel. With that, I have a couple more bam moments. I need to go get my oil changed, and then I'm hitting the road. And I don't know for sure when I'm gonna be home to Texas. I've kind of talked about this a little bit before. I usually only come home during the holidays to see my family, or if I have obligations that require me to be here, in which case I have my little base camp. However, with that, some of the things that I thought I was going to have to do, I no longer have to do. So the world is my oyster, and I think that means we're going to be doing something completely that we've never done on the channel before and going to a state I have never been to. I am excited, but with that excitement comes a lot of things that I still need to do. And one of those things, I have to transfer all the things I have written on this envelope onto something digital. I need to then map all those things out, because even though I don't want to plan my entire adventure, I kind of want to know where things are. As you can see, I am not a loss for locations in which to go to. I have plenty of places I could go to. I'm just not sure how many I'm going to touch on and how many I'm not. It just depends on how the timeline's going, but more importantly, how the weather works with me. I've had the worst time trying to plan to not only get out of the state of Texas at times, but also to go to this particular state. In fact, I've tried to go there more than once, and every time the weather has done something gnarly. So we're crossing our fingers that we actually make it there, and I'm doing so because I'm supposed to be meeting one of my good friends, Collie, there. So we need this to work out. We have plans. We have stuff to do. But in the meantime, I have a couple more things that I need to get done in the van. So today I'm going to be working on those things. It's not anything super big. Very small projects left. I've been doing a lot of adjustment and arrangement because I'm changing things out, and I'll show you kind of what that looks like in just a moment. But the first thing I need to do is change out something pretty major in my shower bag. I mentioned on a previous video where I was talking about packing my shower bag and also shower solutions that I always like to carry different kinds of soap, and those soaps really are dependent on what time of year it is. During the winter time, I like to use a specific kind just because I add more moisture and it stays on the skin a little bit longer. During the summertime, I want something more refreshing. So I have partnered up with Dr. Squatch, and I'm so excited because Dr. Squatch is something that I've been using. They have a lip balm that I've been using for a very long time. I purchased it actually on one of my previous adventures, just randomly thinking, ooh, this sounds like a good idea. And let me tell you, I haven't bought another brand since. And that's not me being paid to say that. That's me literally saying that one's a really good one. So since then, I have only bought that one. I bought that one for my mom. I bought that one for me. I gave it to other people. It's really good. And their soap is kind of like that too. It's really good, and it's very good quality. It smells nice. It feels good on the skin, and it doesn't dry my skin out. And let me just say, during the winter, it's one thing because your skin just gets dry. But during the summer, I'm going from potentially hot and humid to dry and high. In other words, I'm changing elevations. I'm constantly kind of shifting where I'm going. And a lot of times your skin reacts kind of funky to that. So I change out to something more like this, which helps my skin a little bit more. Let me show you what we got here though, and then we're gonna pick which one is actually going in the shower bag for this summer extravaganza. It takes me a while to go through a bar of soap, so I'll probably take one with me and then I'll keep one still in the package, and that way I can kind of rotate through them just in case. So inside this box, we are welcome to the Squatch Nation, and it has some interesting social media stuff on here, but the main star of the show is right down here. Now, if you've never used Dr. Squatch before, it is a unisex soap, despite saying that it's a men's soap, and we've talked about this a little bit on the channel before. A lot of times women's fragrances are more floral, and floral attracts bugs. We don't like that. We do like things like this because they take the bugs and just say, nope, we don't want bugs. So a lot of times you'll see whenever I dip into like my lotions and things like that, I use more fragrance notes that are typically associated with masculine fragrances, only because those are less attractive to bugs. Coming from Texas, where basically the state bird here is the mosquito, that is a big deal. And anybody who's like, yeah, but that's weird. Yeah, go outside. Go outside. I'm just saying, if you go outside and you've used something fruity smelling, you are going to be the most beautiful flower in the forest. Whoosh, bugs. If you use something like sandalwood, they're like, hey, no, not as interested. And that is a lifesaver, and that helps so much because I am really pale. Let's just say that I'm super pale. So if I get bit by anything, it turns into this big weird red thing on my body, which just looks gross. So I would rather not do that and save myself that. And that is a side thing that I'm sure they weren't even thinking about when they made Dr. Squatch, but that is one of the most useful things. Okay, these are our fragrances. We have the cool fresh aloe, the coconut castaway, the alpine sage, the pine tar, the wood barrel bourbon, and the fresh falls. All of these, let me just tell you, when the box opened, smelled fantastic. Oh, the aloe smells nice. Oh, the coconut is not like the sweet coconut smell that a lot of women's fragrances are, but it's nice. It smells very beachy without being like, hi, welcome to a pina colada all over my body. So that's kind of nice. I do like that for summertime. Let's see, alpine sage. Ooh. It smells like a pine forest whenever you're like in the rain in a pine forest. That's nice. That's actually really nice. I'm gonna put that in the maybes also. I mean, all of these are gonna be good, so it's gonna be hard, but pine tar is like a stronger version of alpine sage kind of. So I think I'm gonna put this one down for now. Oh, that one's nice. The wood barrel bourbon. The bourbon fragrances are always kind of nice because they're rich and deep, but they also kind of smell like a little bit of wood in there. That smells good too. I don't know about that one though. Fresh Falls is probably the lightest of them. I like that, but also I feel like that one's more light. So if I'm looking for something that's lower on fragrance, I would say this one for sure. So that one might be a good option. Let me just kind of rub around in the smell hole. Yeah, it's definitely lighter. So that's a maybe also. So right now, I think I have it narrowed down to, oh gosh, I've narrowed it from 6 to 4. I need to select 2 because only 2 need to go into my shower bag. Realistically, these bars of soap will last me much longer than I'm probably going to be going out, but it's just nice to have them just in case. For example, I don't know if you guys remember, but at one point in time, I left my shower stuff in the shower and walked away. Yeah, so this is why we keep 2 of them, so that in case I do that, I don't have to go to a store and be like, hey, I gotta buy some more stuff. Okay, so pine tar and cool fresh aloe are out. I think I'm also gonna go ahead and pull fresh falls out because it's just a bit too subtle for me, and I want something that's gonna help with the buggies. So I think that we're down to these 3, in which case I know that this alpine sage smells just like the forest. I love this, and I know that this one smells very, very much like that sandalwood almost. So I need to pick which one of these 2, and then I'm for sure going to take this one because that just feels like summer to me. If only these 2 could have like a thumb war, or these 2 could have like a paper, rock, scissors moment, and then one could win out of the other. I just don't know. So what I might do is I might just shuffle these around, put them in the box, put the lid on it, shake it up, and then reach in blindly and pick one. Okay, we're taking this one. We're taking this one. Now, one last thing that I wanted to share with you guys about why I like these is because they are dermatologist tested. I don't have any kind of like skin irritation from them. You can see all of the things that are in them right there on the actual box. And then you can go in and also see basic instructions for how to clean yourself. And then on this side, it tells you a little bit more about this one. And each one of them, of course, is going to have a little bit of a different description on the side. Like this one's tropical, just like a Squatch man should be. They have a little bit of sense of humor. And to be honest, I really started liking Dr. Squatch a bit more because they had the little Squatch guy. And of course, the Mountain House ambassador is also a Sasquatch. I know, marketing, I'm a sucker for it. It's fine, but also if I try something and I like it, I will go back to that brand time and time again. And so that has been the beauty of this particular brand for me. I've enjoyed it. And so with that, these 2 are going in the van. It is humid today, but I'm going to be going to the store now. and man, I picked a day for sure to be doing this. I've been trying to like clear out some of the back of the van and putting things together that I know I'm going to be putting inside, and also going ahead and organizing some things. I figured out something that I'm going to have to change, so I'm going to go to Walmart. I have a list, so I'm going to go ahead and try to get some of the things that are on my list for departure. I don't want to get my groceries yet because it's still not time to put them in the fridge. I want to keep things kind of fresh. So we're going to Walmart. Don't know what this is going to look like. All I know is it's sweaty, it's hot, and I've only been outside for like 2.5 minutes, and this is the humidity. It's just so we're gonna see if we can get this done. It may rain today, so I'm gonna try to get back as quickly as possible so that I can get back into the back of the van and start moving stuff around. I don't like to keep the doors open if it's raining because then water gets in. So cross your fingers for me, guys. Let's go to Walmart. Okay, I found these, and I had 2 of these at the house, so I needed to get 2 more. I'm gonna put my protein powder and my collagen in these. These are perfect for fitting on the shelf, and then of course I picked up some more collagen, so there's that. I have a couple more things I need to get though. Picked up some new sunscreen because mine had expired, and found a Keurig for my van, so I'm gonna get this one in the seafoam. It looks better than the red or the black. We'll hope this works. That's pretty good. I need to go to the electronics now and get a couple cords, and then I am outie 5,000. Okay, I was able to find, I think, everything that I needed. I needed to get some new cords, one so that my CarPlay will work, because every cord I've tried, it's just not working. So if that doesn't work and it's a brand new cord, I'm gonna have to go back to the drawing board and figure out why. Not sure what's going on there. So that's been interesting. I also went ahead and got things to solve the issues with carrying my protein powders and things like that. They're in circular containers, so it makes it harder for them to fit into my shelf and be able to not have lost space and not also hear rattling noises. So I wanted to get something that was square, and I used the containers that I already had at the house and found them to work, and thank goodness Walmart had them in stock. When I looked online, it said they were not here, so I was able to find them. So now I can get all of that in so that whenever I'm going down the road, I don't hear random noises back there. And those are things that I'm going to need every single day, so this keeps me organized and safe in a way that I don't have things doing stupid stuff, basically. The other thing I needed to address though was getting something for the K-cups to actually go in, because they come in small boxes, but once you open them, they get loose. And so I didn't want that to happen. So I got something that seals down tight. So if I'm going over a bumpy road, I don't have K-cups shooting out into the van, getting lost and also making noise. So all of that has been accomplished, achieved, and is good. So now I think I can just go back to my base camp and get those things put into their spaces and then see what it's kind of like. I'm really happy I was able to find the K-cup dispenser that I did. It's smaller than the one I have at my base camp. At the same time, it was a bit more expensive than the one I have at my base camp because it's smaller. So you pay for the convenience of size. Kind of weird. That'll keep me from having my K-cup dispenser at my house get messed up though, because I use that every single day. And I don't want to bring it in and out and have it going down bumpy roads and stuff like that. So this one's getting a fair shake, brand new. It's just a Keurig dispenser. Well, I'll show you what that looks like after we get back to base camp and I get it in place. It is so sticky and miserable. I really hate that when it comes down to the wire of getting anything done, I seem to be encountering all of the weird weather, either the extreme rains, the extreme winds, or the extreme humidity. But with that said, let's get back to base camp and get these projects finished. Okay, so my goal was to originally go home, start to work on my van, and then things changed quite a bit. We have some more storms rolling in, so I instead came back and decided that I needed to put some gas in the van. So I'm all topped off for my trip. That's good news. The bad news is we're supposed to have some more storms, so that's going to limit what I can do in the van pretty much for the rest of the evening, because it's just getting kind of violent out there. The wind is really starting to pick up. We were able to finish another project that I was working on at my house, which you've probably seen by now, but it was just in time for this really bad storm, so I'm hoping everything works out. But in the meantime, I'm going to hit the road, go back home. I have got some stuff I can work on inside at least, so we're going to work on a couple of those things, and after that, then I guess I will be working on this tomorrow. You never know what to expect this time of year. It's just one day you could be like, hey, it's really nice, and the next day it could be just like bad. The humidity today was really intense, and so I knew that there was going to be something. I just couldn't tell exactly what. We weren't expecting any kind of rain until like tomorrow, but ultimately it's blowing in much faster, and there are currently 8 tornado warnings. Now, we're not in one of those. However, some of those storms are moving toward our way. So great. Tonight, when we have no visibility, that's probably going to be what happens. So I'm just going to buckle up and get my life together and hope for the best, and I'll be really happy when tornado season is over. It seems to last longer and longer every year, and it's getting really, really bad. So deep breaths. Tomorrow, I guess I'll see you in the van. Yeah. Okay, I got some labels made for these, and I'm just gonna put these away really quickly. I'm just pushing them in really well. And then I have labels for the other ones that are already in here. I can do this before it starts raining. Meanwhile, those clouds look very, very menacing. So not looking good for tonight. Okay, that works out pretty well. I wish the labels were completely even, but I can always fix that later on. So I've got a good start here, and then I still have my little bins for my food, so I can put those in there. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move these spices over in front of these to kind of keep these still, because one of the things I really hate is noise while I'm driving. So keeping things where they can't wiggle is so helpful. Now I need to set it up where I have my blender and then also my Joule on the shelf. So that's going to be something that I have to figure out logistically. And I'm going to be bringing some extra canned goods because I've been making chickpea hummus quite a bit, and it's just something super easy that I really enjoy. And so because of that, I'm going to figure out if I can store some of my extra canned goods under the back of my bed so I can access them but not have them like in the way. That'll free up a lot of room for me, and so that's going to be something that I'll have to do after all this rain though, so can't work on that just yet, but coming soon on that one. That'll be a tomorrow task. Until then, I have my Keurig. I need to unbox that, and then I also need to put my air fryer back on the shelf because I think I'm going to go ahead and take it with me just in case. It's very handy, so it's super helpful. So I think I'm going to go ahead and place that on the shelf, and then before the rain starts, I'm going to go ahead and try to get the Keurig out and put it on the shelf to see how much more room I have so I can envision the space while I'm inside working on other stuff. So let's see how this goes. I should be able to cut into this box with a key. And then everything else is just going to slide out. So this is a thing that I need to pull all of this away, the packaging, and I'll pull this out and set it on the shelf where I kind of think I might want to have it. Okay, so it will work by opening this up, putting the K-cup in there, and then I will fill it each time I use it over here. And the reason why I thought this one would be good was because it doesn't take as much water, so I won't have to use as much of my reserve. I won't keep water in this because that would be bad. It'll splash out. So what I'll do is I'll figure out how far I need to fill it, and then I'll just fill it manually, as opposed to pulling this off. But it does, in fact, I believe, slide off for cleaning. I'm not sure how that works. I think it's still taped down here, but I think it slides off for cleaning. So what I'm kind of thinking, I know it's a little bit darker in here, but I'm kind of thinking about putting it like right here so that all I have to do is pop it open and make my coffee. And it'll also keep it from moving a lot. And then in the back corner, I will have probably this, which is my air fryer, and then my pot that I use, which is the Rich Monkey Deep pot. So I'll have a little bit of space here, and I think that's where I'm gonna put my K-cups. So for the time being, I think I'm done. Just in time, because it's definitely starting to thunder really bad. So I think I'm gonna take this box inside, just in case something is wrong. I will test it out before I actually throw it away. Okay, I kind of gave up for a little while because it was just starting to get really chaotic and I needed to eat dinner before we lost power and everything else. And it all of a sudden started to get really bright. And whenever it did, I went outside and checked this out. This is incredible. It's still raining, it's still thundering, there's lightning, but there's rainbows. This is wild. I'm not even mad that I'm not getting to finish the van now because that was pretty incredible. So we were doing really great, enjoying our rainbows, and then I went outside to take some pictures and things like that. About 15 minutes passed and the sky turned weird. I am now recovering from being soaked. And as you can see, we are back in helmet season. So it is time to make sure that I have assembled everything. I have on just some sensible shoes just in case. Again, I always recommend having a helmet. And it seems more and more we're getting to this place. So I would say I'm happy that I'm gonna go and hit the road, but some of the places that I'm gonna go are also having weird weather. So I don't even know what we're gonna do. That's why it is so important as people who like to travel to be super, more so than even in a home, weather aware. Our vehicles are our homes, and they are probably the least safe place that you can be. So as we are moving into more and more of this, invest in a helmet, keep it with you at all times. I know it seems silly, but do that. Watch Ryan Hall, y'all. Watch Max Velocity. Please keep yourself weather aware. And let's get through this season together. Until then, we're not here for a long time, but we're here for a good time. We have to be okay to have that good time. Bye.